Okay, hey guys, good morning once again. So today I want to speak about one of the most favorite book for me. Not one of the, it's the most favorite book for me, and is the Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. Okay, so I'll say why it's the favorite, one of the most favorite book for me, and what is in it. Okay, so let's talk about that. Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. Let's break down few points. So first of all, who is Mr. Peter Drucker? Okay, Peter F. Drucker was a writer, teacher and consultant. His 34 books has been published in more than 7 languages. He founded the Peter F. Drucker Foundation for Non-Profit Management and counseled 13 governments, public service institutes and major corporations. So this guy, the Peter F. Drucker, he is the most influencing person in this all fields: corporation, public services, what I'll say, management, and all these things. He was the most influencer in this field. He was the best in that area. So moving on to the next. That's his bio. Then I have seen the Thai Lopez video. Then I have seen lot of other entrepreneurs video. They all say that Peter Drucker is the most influenced and most respected person, was the most influenced and respected person in all this field. So his value, his morals, his thoughts, they are just means incredible. They are so much what I will say, powerful in small package. They are so much powerful that I don't think there is any other book better than this to start your life. I will say one thing: every parents, every mother, father, they should tell their children, their daughter, their son to read this book first. Whatever they want to do, whatever they want to be, whatever they want to do in career, whatever they want to do, it come later. But first of all, every parent should tell their children to read this book. Because why? Because we are going to talk about that next. So I'm going to say these are main 6 points are there in this book. I will elaborate each one point according to my knowledge gain capability and how I got that all what he is saying in that. I will elaborate that. The first point, let's start. Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. And another one thing I want to say here, moreover, I feel that the name of this book, Managing Oneself, should be knowing oneself. It should be knowing oneself. Okay, that's my opinion. Okay, let's start. What are my strengths? What are my strengths? Point number 1. Why you should know your strengths? Why you should think about your strengths? Because one cannot build performance or on weaknesses, let alone on something one could not do at all. We need to know our strengths in order to know where we belong. That we can do by feedback analysis. Here the the writer wants to say that you must and should know what are your strengths, what you can do good, in what you are best, in what you are what I'll say, best, not good better, the best. Like someone will be best in swimming, someone will be best in writing, someone will be best in running, someone, these are the abilities that someone gets or generate from his childhood. His means that person know that he is good in that thing, pretty much good, so much good that he can surpass anyone in that field. You should know that your strength, and you should build on your strengths. If you can't build on your strength, then remember one thing, one can't build his life, his career on weaknesses. Like how I'll say here, that if you want to build a house, home, first you should make sure that its base is strong, tough, connected to the rocks down below and concreting above it, and then you can build a nice strong house above it. You can't build a house on very fragile base, very fragile mud base. You can't build on that. Same way, life is also same. You can't build your career, your life on your weaknesses. You must and should know your strengths, what you are capable of, what you can do, what you can do, and you can perfect in that. You should know that. That's the one thing. So confirm that feedback analysis is there. You should know that how feedback analysis work. You do one work or one thing for years, 3-4 years, 1 or 2, whatever. After certain period, you will understand that you are good in that or you are not good in that. You will realize that that way you can understand what you are good and what you are not good and it. So that's the way to understand by feedback analysis. Then second comes how I perform. You must know that are you a reader or listener? Do you like to listen people, or do you like to read novels? Do you like to gain your knowledge by reading, listening, seeing, by any way, whatever it might be? The way you try to gain the knowledge, that's the best way for you. So find out that way. Are you reader or listener? Same comes how I learn. How do I learn? It comes because in schools, all the teacher education system, they think that the only one way to teach a person or to teach a child, sorry, 8 minutes recording time in my cell phone. Yes, I am recording a cell phone. Get automatically disconnected. So where I was how do I perform? The second thing. First thing, I finish, okay, I will set timer for 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, okay, 27. Okay, so the second point comes how I perform, how I work. In that, there are a lot of things how I perform. Am I a reader or listener? Then am I a good talker, or I am the one person who sees and understand, or I learn more by talking with people, or I learn more by just simply listening, or I learn by reading, or I learn by taking notes, or I learn by listening audiobooks or videos, something. What the point of the moral of this point, how do I perform, is to know how you work. What are your ways to gain knowledge? What are your ways to understand the thing? Those are the ways. You should know those ways. After knowing your strengths, what are your strengths? After knowing your strengths, second point comes how you perform, the ways you can perform the best. That's the second point. You learn by reading, studying, because one example is here given by author. In schools, the school system, the authority, the education system, the people's teacher, they everyone think that to teach a child is the better way is by teaching him about what I'll say, teaching him always in the same pattern. Child came to school, they will teach something, classes and all that, then they will go to home, then there will be homework, then after that same repeat that way it's going. But one of the best example is there, that is of Thomas Alva Edison, the greatest scientist and the best scientist, my personal favorite, my most favorite, the Thomas Edison. Okay, in his case same happened. School teachers, school people, they said that he's not good enough, he's not smart enough, he's not talented, something like that. His mother brought him home and said, I will teach my son, because she knows how her child learn and how her child study. That's the case, because she knows very well how her child study, how her child learn, the way. That the second point came here. How do I perform? मैं किस तरह से sorry for Hindi. How I perform in certain ways, how I gain knowledge, my ways. Those are the best example. The best example for this point is Thomas Alva Edison. If you know how you perform, what are your best ways to perform, then definitely you will get success in your life. Okay. Then next came, what are my values? That's another one most important thing. After knowing your strengths, after knowing how you perform, the next most important thing is that you should know what are your values, what are your thoughts, what are your beliefs. In one case, author himself, he said he was perfect in that his work, he was perfect in his job, and then after that he was perfect in everything. Life, everything was going nicely, smoothly. But the values of organization for whom he was working and his values was mismatching. Same way, if a company hires one CEO and his values and company's values are not matching, then it doesn't matter if that company is going to work or not. It doesn't matter. If that CEO is very smart, CEO means he is the smart guy, no doubt about that, and company is on top, but their values are not matching, then it's harmful for both of them. You should leave that. Same case, Peter Drucker saying that it happened with him and he left the job because his values and the values of his organization, his job profile organization was not matching. Simple as that. Just leave it. If you can't leave it, you won't gonna get successful. He left that, he moved to the next part in his life and he gets success. The next, okay, 3 points. What are my strengths, how I perform, and then my values. If you know these 3 things, then definitely you will understand where do I belong. Okay, after knowing your strengths, working on your strengths, performing, knowing how you perform, and then after that knowing your values. Okay, after knowing all these 3 things, you definitely know where you belong. Means where you want to work, where you want to do your career, your business, your life-setting decisions, changing decisions, goals, everything you will get to know, you will understand once you know all these 3 points. And next comes, where do you belong? Where do I belong? Okay. One important quote author says here, the conclusion bears repeating. Okay, repeat your strengths. Do not try to change yourself. Never ever try to change yourself. It's not gonna help you. You are unlikely to succeed. You will not get succeed in that. But work hard to improve the way you perform and try not to take on work you cannot perform or will only perform poorly. So try, improve and work hard on what are your strengths. Improve them. Do not go to try the work in which you are poor. You will definitely gonna fail. Okay, so you know now where you belong. Next points, next 3-4 points are, another one point I will add here, what author says here. Okay, so I was saying that I want to add this one point. Okay, where do I belong? Successful careers are not planned. They develop when people are prepared for opportunities because they know their strengths, their method of work, and their values. So here is the trick. Once you know your strengths, once you know how you perform, and once you know your values, then definitely you are gonna go settle and grab that opportunity which is suitable for you. That explains where do you belong. Okay, simple as that. 29. Okay, 29. I'm just counting my watch. Okay, so where do I belong? That's the point. The next term. Okay, these are the 4 points everyone must and should know. I must say that parents should teach their children these 4 things first before giving any other book, or before teaching anything to his son or his child, his whatever. Before putting some thoughts in his brain, parents should give this book to their child to teach what are the morals of life. These are the main things he should know, nothing else. These are the main ingredients of life. That's my thought. Then next, moving on to the next topics, they are more related to society, how one can manage oneself in society, manage oneself for society, and then what he can contribute, how he can respect each other, everyone, then that like that, and in what you can do in your second life, same way. So these next points are: what should I contribute, responsibilities for relationship, and the second half of your life. Okay, what should I contribute? Now here I came. After knowing all these, my strengths, I perform, my value belong, I settle in certain place where I am happy, where I am good at my work, where I am not fighting with my seniors because my values are matching over there. I am getting better. Okay, again same thing happened with my cell phone. Okay, next, what I was saying, what should I contribute? Okay, a second, let me check if it's working. It's working. What I should contribute, the one thing I should contribute for society, for the people of this society, and how I can contribute for the people of society. Okay, here after knowing my strengths, after knowing my the way I perform, 36 1 second, 36 38 39 40 43 up to 44. Okay, after knowing all these 4 things, after knowing where I belong, after getting settled in a certain job, getting settled in certain career, in business, whatever it might be, next comes how should I contribute? What should I contribute to the society? In this chapter, in this particular point, author wanna say, once you got settled yourself, once you know all these things about yourself, it's now time to contribute in society. The way of contribution is by inspiring youth to know their strengths, to know how they perform, how they work, helping the youth of society, helping elder peoples in society to get know and forgot their sorrow, to manage their life. Then after that, helping certain person in getting good relationships and good in his way of lifestyle by teaching him. That's a way. By different ways you can do that. By starting your special entrepreneurship, by starting your special 1 second, I'll check. Okay, it's working. By checking what I'll say, the main point here is to help other one to grow up your society, your nation, your financial condition, not in the sense, but to grow financial condition of your nation. The way you can contribute, that you should do. The next and very must and should important come in managing oneself, managing society, responsibility for relationship. I'm going to speak 1 second. Okay. It's the most important point in here. You should and must take responsibility for what you speak, what are your relationship with other persons, because in here what happens, you have your thoughts, you have your beliefs, you have your morals, you have your working ways, your whatever, your own aura, and you should not forget that second person is also human and he also have his own thoughts, his own beliefs, his own values, his morals, everything. You should not forget that, and you must and should respect that. If you can't respect other person's belief and morals and his way of thinking, then definitely you are not going to understand anyone else. You can't. And if you can't understand anyone else, then how the organization will work, how the society will work? If human can't understand other humans' feeling, his values and morals, then how society will work? So the most important thing, you must and should be responsible for the relationship. And in that matter, what author says here, what is the main core of this thing is respect. Big organization, big multinational companies, they have good strong people support, very talented individuals, then very talented work core in them, but they fail. Why they fail? The only reason is the people who are working in the society, in that organization, did not respect each other. Respect is a oil which work for relationship. If you don't respect each other, if you don't value each other's morals and thoughts and strengths, then you will never ever get success in your own life, because respect is a main oil to work relationship, and relationship is the base of our society, base of humanity. It's very important point, very important point. Your relationship with your wife, 1 second. Your relationship with your wife, your son, your boss, your other friends, colleagues in your work, upper colleagues, lower colleagues, your little friends, whoever it might be, a rich person, poor person, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is how you take responsibility for your relationship with that person. If you are not taking responsibility, you are not talking properly, you are not respectful that person, no matter how much talented you are, no matter how much smart you are, no matter how much great you are, you will fail. You will definitely fail if you are not taking responsibility and you are not respectful for that next person. Whatever might be, he is rich, he is poor, whoever he is, first thing you should learn in your life is to respect other person. All parents should teach this one thing to their child: be respectful, be humble, and be thankful. If you can't do that, you can't do anything. Simple as that. I am very particular about this point. Responsibility for relationship, it's very important, very. Then next come second half of your life. Now you know, you understood your strengths, you understood how you perform, you understood what are your values, then you get and settle in your job, in your career, in your business, by knowing where do I belong. Then you started contributing society, you are doing good. Then you are taking responsibility. Actually, responsible relationship is most important point for me. All these 1 2 3 4 5 6 points are done. Managing oneself in your own life, managing oneself in society. Okay, okay, coming to the last point, the second half of your life. So it's kind of means what author wants to say here. Now you settled all these things I mentioned in previous sorry, not video, in previous section. After knowing all these things, now it's time, if you are successful in all these mentioned 6 points in your life, in social and in your personal life, after getting successful, then only you can think about second half of your life. If you are not successful, if you are not good, you had not done good enough in that first part, and you just want to carry on with that first part, that job you are working 9 to 7 continuously, and you want to continue up to your say 60 70, then you can do. It's not for them. It's for those people who are satisfied in their first half of life and they want to do something in the second half of their life. So in this, what authors say is, decide your career before getting in second half of your life. I mean, say after 40, after 38, 39, 40, people start getting bored of the same job. Then they want to do something different, like that they want to invest their time, their money, what they had earned up to this point, they want to invest into the next life. So in this, what the writer wants to say is that you find out what you want to do. You want to do any small business, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be get involved in some kind of governmental activities by starting consultancy offices, by giving advices to the youth to get in certain job, to get in certain career. And then actually kind of match with what should I contribute, but in what I should contribute, it came to the point where you will be involved in the society, where you will be in your young age. And in this, the second half of your life, it says that when you are in second half of your life, how you want to manage that thing, how you want to settle your life. In short, what I say is, to manage second half of your life after 40, you must and should plan it before 40, in first half of your life. That's it, simple as that. Then you do any entrepreneurship, you become any consultant, you start your new business, whatever you want to do, but you must and should plan in your first half, and you live a good life. You will have nice family relationship, you will have nice society relationship if you manage your first life greatly, and if you have managed your first life nicely. Okay, that's the point. So here I contribute my thoughts, my opinion about this wonderful and one of the best book, my life's best book, Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. Okay, 7 main points in short. I'll say, know your strengths, because no one can build his career on his weaknesses. How do I perform? Know what is the way you can get knowledge, you can work. What are your values? What are your morals? Where you can match, where you can't match. Where do I belong? Where do you belong? After knowing all these things, then what you should contribute in society, how you should contribute in society, then how you take responsibility for your relationship in society with people. Then second half of your life, how you manage second half of your life. Is the best book, is the most close thing to my heart. Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. It's the base. It's the base of life. It's the base of anything you want to start, you want to do in your life. This is Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. Okay, so in short, now I'll read some quotes in this book which I liked. Like, one cannot build performance on weaknesses, let along on something one cannot do at all. Then we need to know our strengths in order to know where we belong. Then feedback analysis, then work on improving your strengths. Analyze with analysis will rapidly show where you need to improve skills or acquire new ones. It will also show the gaps in your knowledge, and those can usually be filled. Mathematicians are born, but everyone can learn trigonometry. Okay, then it is equally essential to remember your bad habits, the things you do or fail to do that inhibit your effectiveness and your performance. Then comes amazingly, few people know how they get things done. Indeed, most of us do not even know that different people work and perform differently. Too many people work in ways that are not their ways, and that almost guarantee non-performance. For knowledge workers, how do I perform may be an even and more important question than what are my strengths. Yeah, that's also important one. Do I produce results as a decision maker or an advisor? Very important. The conclusion bears repeating. Do not try to change yourself. You are unlikely to succeed, but work hard to improve the way you perform and try. Sorry, 1 second. And try not to take on work you cannot perform or will only perform poorly. Simple as that. I refuse to see a pimp in the mirror in the morning when I shave. That reference was from what are my values. To work in an organization whose value system is unacceptable or incompatible with one's own condemns a person both to frustrate and to non-perform. Very important. Choose it. Then where do I belong? Successful careers are not planned. They develop when people are prepared for opportunity because they know their strengths, their method of work and their values. What should I contribute? After what I should contribute, next comes relationship. As I said, the main relationship motive is to respect each other. If you can't respect yourself, each other, then you're gonna fail, because respect is the oil for relationship, and relationship are the base of humanity. My words. Okay, and then last, seventh point, the second half of your life. I will read something. When work for most of people meant manual labor, there was no need to worry about the second half of your life. You simply kept on doing what you had always done. If you were lucky enough to survive 40 years of hard work in the mill or on the railroad, you're quite happy to spend the rest of your life doing nothing. Today, however, most work is knowledge work, and the knowledge workers are not finished after 40 years on the job. They are merely bored and they are just started. They are going to get started. So guys, that was my thought and my opinion and my honest opinion, my beliefs about Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. Let me know what are your thoughts, beliefs. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching.